know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
For the hope, you gotta have faith. E is for the
What's happening, everybody? It's your main man, Mr. Brookshire, and OM Jizzle. We are so back. Of course, we are so live, and it's real. Okay, so we are real talking with you right here in the house, and of course, like I always do, I want each and every single one of you to know, you gotta know that your boy loves you. You know that, right? You know I love you, and I'm here coming and bringing you some content. So today we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to be talking about what's been happening in the news, what's been going on out here, because again, there's been a lot happening. And so to help me bring in all that is happening, I want to welcome my good friend, of course, my gal to the Oprah. We got in the house, we got my main man, long time again. We got Kevin, the jeweler. Kevin, you there, brother? Hello. Okay, Kevin, is you there, Kevin? Hold on one second. Now, see, this is when we get these phone lines now. I know he's supposed to be on. Okay, so hold on one second. Let's see. Now, everybody, give me 1 second. We're going to get Kevin on the line real fast. Now, wait 1 second. Let me get my engineer up in here. What's going on? Menu?
There you go.
Okay.
Headset.
Now ask. Kevin the jeweler?
Hey.
Okay, all right. We got you into his house. I was like, man, what's going on here? That extra little piece. What's happening, brother? You in the house? You live? What's going on? Kevin?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I need you to stay focused with me, brother. Because when you go quiet, I don't know if you there or if you not there. Okay, so what's happening with you, man? Thanks for coming into the house, brother. I do appreciate you stopping in and bless us with your presence. There's been a lot of unique things been happening, of course, in the news. There's been a lot of things happening in the show business. So, of course, we got Kevin the Jeweler that's going to be giving us all of our hot topics going into effect for us. So, what we going to be talking about today, man, because we have a lot of stuff to go over. Where we starting at?
Well, I guess we can start at the Boston bombing.
Okay. Yes, definitely the Boston bombing. Whew. That was
crazy.
That was definitely a situation. Now, where were you when that took place? Where were you?
I think I was with you.
Oh, right.
When that happened.
Yes, I did go home this weekend. That's right. Okay. Yes. So what are your thoughts about this? Of course, we got something that's on time, tragedy in Boston times, because there was kids around. It was the Boston Marathon that's held every year because, from my understanding, it was a holiday from the Boston Tea Party, and it was marking that holiday from so many years ago. So what is your thoughts on, I know you've been following the story, on everything that actually took place? Have they found the suspects? I know they found, and one of them is dead. They were brothers. What's the scoop for this?
They have they killed one because they got in a shootout with the cop.
Wow.
One got shot, and then the brother drove over the brother's dead body in the street.
No.
Yeah.
So the young one, because we got the picture up. So there's an older one, and then there's a younger one, and so the younger one,
the older one that's 26 is the one that got shot by the cop with the shootout.
And the brother, now have they caught the younger brother also already?
They called him. They called him in a how they think they cover the boat with in the back of somebody's house. You know that thing they cover the boat with like the turf thing.
Right, the blue tarp.
Thing. Yeah, that they caught him behind somebody's house in their boat.
How did they know he was in there?
It seemed like a long time from what we were watching on the TV. It seemed like he was in there for hours. Because somebody had seen, the stepson of the owner of the house seen a blood trail, and went over to the boat and seen him in the boat and called the police. Because the police was already in the neighborhood anyway, looking for him. So it made it easier. So it was like a standoff thing.
Wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow. So now I
that's
know
crazy.
that, like exactly how did they find who it was? All those people from all over the world. Now I know we have some advanced
Because
technology. How?
they and the FBI got on TV and said, anybody who have any pictures, they took surveillance cameras from every angle, and people like people just in the neighborhood taking pictures and stuff like that, took pictures of the actual bombing, and these two gentlemen stood out to everybody. They
Really?
seen him on they seen the dudes on the surveillance tape dropping the backpacks and stuff off where the two bombings went off.
Oh.
So that's how they narrowed it down to these two brothers.
And so I guess the goal is not to kill them, because if you kill them, then you won't really know what was the purpose, who was behind, like, what led to the point
Yeah, what led to
of
the bombing?
this.
Yeah.
Yes, like what was the point of this? Was this something that was initiated by someone else? Well, I mean, what was the purpose of this? Now you have two parents that, you got parents that don't got no children no more because of this. This is sad when it's a whole, it's
Yep.
within the family. Like, geez, I mean, of course it's sad, period.
And their parents they live in Russia, and their parents are saying that they were stood up, somebody made them do that, but they have an uncle that lives here in the United States, and he said he couldn't believe that they were so stupid to do this.
But I
So
guess,
yeah,
once we get a chance to get, I mean, now they haven't took him into, I mean, I guess he's been taken into custody. Has he had a chance to be able to say anything about
no,
what has
when he
happened?
was taken to the hospital because he got hurt during the shootout. The
Right.
shootout where his brother died, he got hurt. So he was taken to the hospital, and then they're going to transport him to jail. But I seriously doubt that he would say anything.
Yeah.
I seriously doubt it.
Huh.
He's not going to tell them anything.
That is just, I'm just interested to know what it was, and I wonder if he's gotten the mind. I mean, because I guess there's no way he could take himself out now. I guess if he was gonna do it, that would have been a time to do it. Um,
I just, what my thing is, what level of stupidity would have you build a bomb and destroy other people's lives like that, and think in your mind that you're never gonna get caught?
right, like
Like, you had to know that you was gonna get caught. You was either gonna die or you was going to jail.
now
Which one?
is it for, a lot of people do crazy things just to become famous, you know what I'm saying? And of course, if you think about it, he's become, what you call it, infamous. Is that the word for it?
Infamous. He's infamous. He's not famous. He's infamous.
Infamous. So, and the difference is what?
The difference is when you're infamous, you're in the tabloids for trouble things. You're in trouble for stuff. You're drugs, or you go to jail, DUIs, things of that nature. Famous, you work at doing something. You work at your craft.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes you a famous person, and people look up to you.
Right.
That makes you famous.
Mm.
So it's two different things.
Totally two different things. Okay, I can definitely dig that. And I just want to send out shout outs and many blessings to the families, because, when you get into some of those photos about like when that bomb went off and some of the pieces that they had in there, people were losing legs, they were losing limbs. I mean, it wasn't no joke. And then some people just don't.
Horrible.
I mean, very, very, very horrible to overcome. People don't realize the point or the purpose into it. And to just kind of, I guess, to roll into another note, what is the deal with Omarosa and that whole process? What's going on with that?
Oh my gosh, Omarosa.
Like, what is happening with
Michael Clark Duncan's family?
that? I still can't believe that big
sister
man is gone.
wants to, saying that Omarosa is selling off of some of his stuff, and they're making a big deal out of it. And said that practically at the end of his life, that Omarosa allegedly may have made him sign the will, leaving her with everything.
Are you kidding me?
even though the sister got something, the sister and the mom got stuff, they wanted to be in control of everything.
Right.
But she was in control of everything, and they didn't necessarily like that.
And let me tell you something. I can only imagine.
Allegedly, because I'm also like to sue people, allegedly.
Right. I can only imagine she is the one that they are not really trying to play with, because Omarosa ain't no, she ain't no joke. So I can only imagine, like, she was not Boo-Boo the Fool in this process.
Oh, yeah.
But let me ask you this. What would you do? I mean, we don't never know what happened. I mean, you know, I know there was attempts as far as in scare attempts where she had to revive him back to life and all these kind of things where things had happened. And
that's the thing. People don't know. She jumped on that man, gave him CPR, stuff like that, even though he was in the hospital, but he lived a whole month later. But he was in the hospital. But he lived a whole month later. He could have died right then and there. People don't understand that when you're looking at death and stuff like that.
Right.
They so involved of, my son is gone, my mom is gone. This woman saved your son, even though it was only for a short time later.
Right.
You still got that month in with him. If he could have been there by himself and been there a month, before.
Wow.
They don't understand that. But me, I don't know. I would have made sure if he had enough money, whoever left me in charge of their estate or whatever, make sure their parents had enough money to be well off. I wouldn't have been greedy just to take it all for myself. Not saying she's doing that, but I definitely would let the parents well off. And I definitely would not have sold off his artifacts. If I didn't want them, I would have gave them to the parents.
Wow.
That's just being, kind of, because they did lose a family member.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. So, and then they weren't even married. And I guess if you give that person that right, but you know what? Sometimes you don't never know how people are going to act until somebody lead this earth. They can be the best of everything in the world. Because, you've watched the Will and Trust that shows that come on about, rich folks and how everything is great whenever they're alive. And then as soon as they die, so much happens into this situation. Now, in your opinion, with her being with him so long, do you think, even if it's alleged, do you feel that she should have the right to, if this was going to be her husband before he died, like, should she have the right to everything?
That's what, I don't think she would have the right to everything. I guess she does have the right to everything, because if you left her everything, she has the right to it. But just to be in the moral compass, give them something, especially if they came from nothing. Give them something so they would be comfortable. That would just be I guess the right thing to do, just to be, in your morals.
Interesting. So we're going to be moving on to Miss Nene Leakes.
Yes, Miss Nene Leakes, her new $1 million contract for Housewives. I'm so happy for her. She deserves every penny.
So now we've seen that this is a trend now. Of course, it's 5 seasons in. Now all of them made pretty good money. I remember at one point they were saying all of them made a nice little grip of money, even the husbands and things of that nature on the show. But now Nene is coming in and making $1 million, because all of these housewives, Candy, she has and we're going to be getting into the spinoffs that things are coming soon. But $1 million for the housewife. And you know what I love so much about it is the housewives for Nene, especially with her career and stuff growing, is just like a reality show for herself, but it's just not focused directly on her. It's like they in her business, but it gives a chance to be able to stretch out to other people's businesses also. But it's also a great marketing tool for everything else that she does. It's like free publicity in so many ways for everything else that she does. That's what I like about it.
It really is. And, Nene, she is, without her on Atlanta Housewives, would be what it is today. Period.
I agree.
Nobody, I just believe that wholeheartedly. Nobody's looking for Phaedra Parks and Kenny and all that. Ain't nobody looking for them chicks like that.
True.
Come on now.
True. Yeah, well, of course, realistically, people are looking for, but I think collectively you do want to go and see everybody, because I mean nobody turns their TVs off whenever Nene's not on. And even like this season, they go into everybody's house. You know what I'm saying? So technically, you got a chance to get a feel of a lot of the other girls this season. I think more than you did with just Nene, just because of her traveling and her schedule. You still got her in. So I think that is definitely interesting. So now there's a spinoff show coming, correct?
I Dream of Nene.
I Dream of Nene. So this whole spinoff show is all about the wedding, because of course Kim has Don't Be Tardy. Don't be. Now, what did you think about, because the reunion and all that stuff is going on right now, and you just got finished watching the reunion. So real quick, we got a few minutes. Please, before we get into I Dream of Nene, tell us, what did you think about the 3-part reunion? What were the highlights for you?
The 3-part reunion. Okay, well, I just watched the 3rd part tonight, and it's a doozy. Kenya and Apollo. Kenya saying, Apollo texting her, and she tell her Phaedra she need to go have the AIDS test done.
Ooh, that's dirty.
And Apollo say she gotta, he had to move out of the hotel because Kenya was stalking her, stalking him.
What?
And Peter, Peter Cynthia husband up there drunk, telling Kenya off.
What?
So Peter was wasted. Wasted on the. He was wasted, boy. He would tell Kenya off, boy, talking about, go ahead, twirl somewhere towards your fake self. Blank.
Oh, they were doing all that cussing. So what was Miss Bailey looking like?
Kenya got up and she twirled and she twirled and she.
She did it for.
She did it too, boy. And then, they was kind of, disturbed that Cordell, Portia's husband, wasn't there. He made up some excuse why he couldn't be there to support her. And the husband, even though they have formed a bond,
right,
in the season and out of the season, they were still pissed off that Cordell wasn't there, trying to protect his wife like all the other husbands were there. 'Cause all the husbands were there.
Right. Huh.
So it was funny.
So now, did they clarify anything about the divorce with them two, or I remember them mentioning it.
That was filmed before the divorce. He filed for divorce a week after that was filmed.
Oh, so the reunion was filmed before they.
Just a week before. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So since I know that now, I'm thinking like the reason why he wasn't coming there because he knew he was going to file for the
right.
divorce.
That takes some paperwork and some thought before you just go in and did it. That had to be a blow. I bet she cried because she's a little crybaby. So I bet she cried.
And the way she sat up there and she defended marriage tooth and nail. That's what made it so bad. She defended their marriage tooth and nail, and he went and filed for divorce like that.
Oh.
And they were talking about Kenya and her fake relationship with Walter, and that how he might be on the down low, that he wear a toupee and
what?
All crazy stuff. They never had sex or none of that stuff.
What?
She said the whole time they was dating, she said it might have been fake to him, but it was real for her. She said she couldn't say what he was thinking, but she knows she had dated him before Housewives. Even start with even in a talk bubble for her, and they never ever had sex. So that's why she was questioning, was he or wasn't he? Because she said she didn't want to be with no gay man.
So, okay. So now the spinoffs, because Phaedra has a spinoff coming. Candy already had the spinoff. We have Kim that has a spinoff coming in place. So now we have Miss Nene, I Dream of Nene. The wedding.
Dream of Nene.
So I'm sure there's going to be more. Because, I mean, that's just a title that can be changed. The last part can be changed. So what are you expecting? I know Marlo is going to be back on the show. And, of course, Cynthia Bailey is going to be making an appearance. Yeah. So what's your...
Marlo probably going to be back on the show. She probably have her good girlfriends on the show. She probably have Cynthia on the show probably. I don't think they're going to follow her around, getting them, picking out wedding dresses, getting married, talking about getting married to Greg and stuff again. think it's gonna be something like that. Maybe something like Kim, but with a little less drama, because Kim's with a lot of drama.
Yeah, still just with her, it's still a lot of drama.
Kim got her own, after that show, she got her own little show out that come on now.
Tardy, right?
Tardy.
Right. And in this season of Tardy what was the purpose of it? Like, it was just following her life, right? It wasn't a wedding. That's done.
After what happens after the wedding. When it comes to real life. After all that other stuff.
Now, do you think she's going to go back? Do you think she's going to be back on next season, Kim, or you think they're going to replace her?
They're going to replace her.
New white girl, or you think they're going to just keep it all black folk? Colored, should I say?
Well, you will hope they can keep it all colored, but I doubt it.
You think they're going to throw somebody up in there? Well, they would have to throw. I think if they threw somebody in there like Coco or something like that, that may be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would have to be like.
Yeah, they would have to find the right type of
white girl that can mix in with them girls. Yeah. Right. I think Coco would actually be a really good fit, to tell you the truth.
But Coco don't live in Atlanta. So Coco lives in New Jersey.
She could live in Atlanta for the season. It's only what 12 to 20 episodes. I mean, she can, that's all.
It would have to be somebody like a Coco or somebody like that. I can't think of nobody else. But you'll be surprised, because we didn't know who Kim and them were before they came on TV. We didn't know who they were, and we ended up liking them. So,
and that was the one thing that I liked about when I listened to the reunion. Like, when Kim and Nene had that real talk, she was just like, we knew each other at the gym. Well, you know what I'm saying? Way before all this, we sat back and we were talking about, it was supposed to be Ladies of Atlanta. I think that's what they said it was supposed to be. And now look at these women in 5 seasons later. I mean, they're like international. I mean, the world knows about them. Of course, some higher than most. But I mean, it just shows you, even with the new parts like a Phaedra and all these other people coming in, I just love that they're creating businesses, and they're smart businesswomen to use those businesses to brand themselves while they have a show. I just think that's the smartest way to expand, because these girls create the businesses right on the air, and then they're able to brand it and put it out there at the same time, and each season it gets better and better. Now, what did you feel about Kenya? Like, do you feel that she's gonna be on next season? Is she a fit, or do you think she's gonna?
Yeah, I believe that it was rough for Kenya this season, because she did have all that stuff going on with Walter. But when she finally finds her place, which will probably be her next season, if she really finds her place and finds her voice, really, I think Kenya would be a great fit. I like Kenya, but she's kind of cuckoo, though. But I like her, though, allegedly. Cuckoo.
She gave you spice. She definitely didn't come sitting down. And honestly, if it wasn't for Kendra, I don't even think Miss Portia would have, other than being gorgeous, I don't think she would have really been relevant. I mean, no offense, but other than that, Kendra really was what made Miss Portia more relevant, because you brung out her side. And she's like cheerleader, happy go-go. So you got a chance to see her little ghetto side of her going on it with Kenya. I have to admit, I never, not one time, sat back and missed any of the other girls necessarily this season. I didn't say, well, oh my God, I had to think, like, what was that girl name again? I mean, I am happy that Sheree is on Ivan. Did you see that? Fix My Life, Ayana.
Yeah,
am I saying that right?
Iyanla Vanzant.
Yeah. What did you think? We only got 3 minutes left. What did you think about that?
I didn't think it was good. I thought Sheree was too guarded to even do it. I think she wasted Iyanla's time. I think Bob Whitfield was more open and willing to have a relationship with her, but I think she was still bitter and mad.
About what?
About the way how he didn't want to pay child support, how he didn't want to, come get the kids, how he didn't want to be a father, and do all that stuff. But he said, because the reason why he didn't want to do that stuff, because you was putting our business on blast by that was your plot line on the Housewives, how you gonna bash your ex-husband. He said even though he didn't do right by her, because at the end he just didn't like her. And like Yolanda said, you married Sheree because she was knocked up in price. That's why you married her. You didn't really love her like that. Like, the mother of my child. You know how you get married, the mother of my child. She's in a whole new category now because she's carrying my child. She said you didn't love her like that. You loved her because you had to marry her quick, the right lady to marry her. But no, that's why it was like a 16-year doom.
Well, I just want to say, for all those people out there, we're going to be wrapping this up. I just want to say it was so good seeing you, Mr. Kevin Ajula, this weekend, man. Like, and just big shout outs to the whole Jacksonville clique, you know what I'm saying? To the Jacksonville clique, birthdays, Joan, Victoria, all y'all out there, I give y'all much love and support. So definitely much shout outs to that. Now, real quick, I just want to say before we wrap this up, we're going to wrap this up next minute or two. How do you feel about the merge happening with Tyler Perry and Oprah? That's coming soon. 2 new sitcoms are coming. What's your feel? What's your vibration? I know the Sophia meets Medea thing was hilarious. What is your vibration?
It is the best thing that's going to be on television.
Yes. Why?
The best thing. You have 2 black, I don't know for everybody else, but I know for the African community, it's going to be 2 of the best. You got 2 black people that are talented and are mega moguls helping the black community out. I think it's going to be absolutely great.
Yeah, I think so many people had so many different stereotypes of where Oprah would go and what she would do with her content and her programming. The people got to realize that when you got 744 hours of programming that you have to build of a 30-day, in a 31-day period, there's tons of time that you got to put things in place. You want to be able to have the most creative help as possible, but of course, people that have their finger on the pulse and that's ready that has the vision for the next level. Now, I remember at that time that Tyler was getting ready to start his own show, his own network, but then he went over and decided to combine that with OWN and with Oprah, and I appreciate that. And again, big shout outs to my good friend, Mr. Andre Hall, for landing a role on Love Thy Neighbor that's going to be coming on May 28th and 29th. Big shout outs to him, and definitely we'll be having him in and maybe some of the cast and as we move along. But again, Mr. Jula, we just want to thank you. We're going to be wrapping this up right now, man, for stepping in and gracing us with all of that good stuff. So we want to just appreciate you for coming in the house, my brother. So thank you. And again, to each and every single one of you out there, y'all already know that where the mind goes, where your mind goes, the body follows. Where your mind goes, the body follows. So just keep putting your mind in the right place. Keep reaching for your best you, because it's all possible. Until next time, Kevin, again, we love you, brother. We thank you for coming on here and giving the wisdom out. And to all of y'all, we'll see you next week right here on Real Talk with Brookshire. Holla.